tea? What's the 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 tea?
Hello everyone, the Water Bearer here with a quick message. Number one, and I have another two. Number one, it is bright as hell, so check the shades. Okay, I look a little bit like one of the three blind mice anytime I put these shades on. But it's so bright, I literally, my eyes are watering up, so I was like, let me drop the shades, okay? Number two, you know my good friend, Mr. Distraction, okay, in all forms, is back out, all right? My buddy on the bike is living his full life today as well. So just know that as I do this video, there's going to be noise everywhere, okay? Because again, where am I? Outside, okay? Yesterday I had a lot more channeled messages coming through with astrology, and so I was a little more frustrated with the noise, but today it is what it is, okay? You know what I'm saying? So just hopefully you can hear me, and let's get started. With this video, I want it to be, it's less guidance based, it's less astrology, less tarot, and more I just want to talk to you guys, okay? I want to have a little chat, all right? Because I had a dream last night, and literally the past 2 or 3 dreams have been so vivid, and it's been not just one dream, but it's been like a series of like 3 or 4 messages, okay? And if you have any 9th house energy or Sagittarius energy very strong in your chart, like my North Node, which is where my soul wants to grow, is in Sagittarius. My moon is in the 9th house of Sagittarius, okay? And so with that energy, it brings in prophecy. And so a lot of my dreams are very meaningful, and I get a lot of tea in my dreams. It's insane. Like literally back in college, I found out that a group of people were not as friendly as I thought. And what was crazy is before I like had that realization, I was having dreams of them with like, they were smiling, but it was like these evil smiles. And I was like, why do I always see them in like this vicious smile in my dreams? Well, bing, bing, bing. Like looking back now, I'm like, if I would have been, I'm a little, you know, we always, I'm progressing on the spiritual. That's obvious. Clearly it's fake smiling. That's what that is. That's what that means. You know what I'm saying? I've had insane dreams as well where, one time my roommate literally was having an emotional, almost crisis at a dance rehearsal in a New York subway station. They were doing a photo shoot and a video shoot or whatever. And it was late at night, and I was back at our apartment and actually dreamt of me consoling her at this subway station, okay? Not Subway the store, but this is New York, so the train station. And I woke up the next morning and I was like, girl, I had this dream that you were crying at this rehearsal and I held you in my arms. And she was like, what? I was crying at a rehearsal last night and someone grabbed me and helped me. And so I was like freaking out because I literally, my soul was there, you know, in some way. I don't know exactly how it worked, but I think that's why my North Node is in Sagittarius, to learn more about and throughout my life gain more understanding in the dream realm. Astral travel as well is focused a lot with Sagittarian energy, okay? And so dreams are very meaningful to me, and I think that it's a very big focus now because we have Neptune freshly direct, okay? But if you notice my recent post, my recent daily tarot that I did on Saturday, hello Mr. B, what's up? Go ahead, thank you, bye. Okay, Mr. B, he might show his face, okay? He's like buzzing around me. But Neptune has moved direct, his retrograde is finished. Yes, here he is. I don't know if you can see him chilling right here. Just don't land on me, sir, okay? Ladybugs can land on me, but not bees, okay? But regardless, Neptune has moved direct, but he is one of literally almost the slowest planet in our solar system, okay? So from, when did he go direct? Last week on, I forgot the exact day, okay? I said it multiple times, so hopefully you can even Google it, okay? But he's not moving at all until this upcoming Thursday, okay? So for like a full week, he's just kind of stationed and stopped in the sky, and that is enhancing his energy by like tenfold, right? And so Neptune rules the dreams, he rules the fantasy, he rules the collective, he rules like, when I heard someone say this on another astrologer in a video and it like really hit home for me, it's like, Neptune is that energy where it takes you out of the situation and you are seen as the collective, okay? It's like you know, I'm a dancer in a group, you know, or you are a soldier in the military. You know, it's like a part of the collective. You know what I'm saying? And so it's how it's like, that's why Neptune as well rules the oceans, okay? Because it's like you're one drop in the ocean, that kind of thing. You know, it's about your identity, but also how you are identityless. You have no identity when you are swarmed in the bigger picture. Think about when you're flying on a plane, you look down, you don't see, oh, look at that one person. You see the full, how everything's interacting, how the highways are moving. You see the full picture. You get what I'm saying? And so Neptune is like the full picture of your life, the dreams you have for your life, the dreams you have for yourself. And what he also does is he fogs and deteriorates reality so we can get closer to that. Okay? Because, you know, on Earth, everything is so finite, and everything is so, this is what it is, and this is, be realistic, all these things. But Neptune is always here to remind us that, yes, you know, you have to have that balance of the logical, but there's also illogical things. There's also the spiritual. There's also, this is just one dimension. There's one realm of life and existence. There's so many different parallel universes. There's all kind of things going on, okay? And so Neptune holds that energy. And so since he's been moving direct, but like slow as hell, our dreams have been very, very intense recently, with lots of messages. The spiritual symbolism has been very, very strong. I literally just came outside, opened my laptop, it was 333, and I started the video on 333. Like, so that's the kind of thing. Synchronicities everywhere, because it basically thins the veil and shows us that it's not just what we're seeing with our eyes going on. You get what I'm saying? Neptune opens us up to new realms and that kind of thing, which is why, you know, Neptune rules over, you know, people that have lots of Pisces energy and lots of Neptunian energy love fantasy movies. They love, you know, dreaming and all these things, because, you know, those things are not necessarily real, but it's something that we imagine, okay? I always believe you can't imagine anything that's not real, you know what I'm saying? So all the things we are creating are present somewhere in the universe, you know what I'm saying? All these dreams and all these, you know, like I definitely believe eventually, somehow in my life or in past lives, I have had powers. I'm telling you, okay? So many people, you know, humans, we all wish we have powers and that kind of thing. What if we do? What if that's a possibility? Or what if we have before, that kind of thing, you know what I mean? But it could be in a different reality, a different universe. So you get what I'm saying? So that's all Neptune, okay? And so what's happening is, as he's having all of these, you know, as he's stationing and taking a long time to move forward, my dreams have been insanely intense and vivid, okay? It's like I literally feel like I'm not at all. Usually when I'm dreaming, it's like I kind of know I'm in a dream a little bit, but this is like full, you know, it's like I'm not even here at all. You get what I'm saying? And the dreams I had last night were so deep for me. I woke up like, oh my God, like having like an existential crisis. Not a crisis, but like so much truth came out through the dream for me, okay? And even while I was in the dream, I was thinking like, oh my God, like this makes sense. I was able to piece together a lot. And so I woke up with that same kind of understanding, like, wow, let me get into this. I understand this now, okay? And so what I want to talk to you guys about is higher purpose, which is also very Neptunian, you know what I'm saying, and Sagittarian, which is cool because Jupiter is the ancient ruler of Neptune and Sagittarius, okay, before we even knew what Neptune was. I'm sorry, of Pisces and Sagittarius, before we even have discovered Neptune, okay. Both Neptune and Jupiter deal with the higher realms, okay. Sagittarius and Jupiter is more higher mind, and Neptune and Pisces is more higher reality, you know, the spiritual realm, okay? And so that's what this video is about, is about higher callings, the higher purpose of things, okay? Because that dream really did show to me a lot of my higher purpose, and really confirmed a lot of what I'm going through and a lot of my path, and it just re-solidified for me. I've already kind of knew, you know, what was going on in the dream, but like the dream really solidified things for me, okay? And so just looking, you know, in the world we're in as well, you would think that society understands the higher picture kind of thing, like the things we go through are for some kind of higher purpose, there's some kind of higher meaning, because when you look at statistics, the wide majority of people, not even just Americans, but all around the world, practice some kind of religion, Okay, and religion always that's the main aspect of religion is I mean, not necessarily. It's a lot about religion. Really is you know, getting together and helping people understand life. But when you think about the higher principles, each religion has higher principles that connect to the divine. You get what I'm saying? And the divine is the higher purpose, the higher reasoning, the higher meaning. Okay, so looking at that, you would think everybody, oh, of course, everybody understands higher meaning and all these things. But as I've gained wisdom in life, I come to realize that, and this was me as well. Growing up, I was Christian, that kind of thing, but my faith was not really in it. I knew everything about it, and I read about it, and all these things. There's so many people in the churches and in religions, but it's about your actions. You know what I'm saying? Through the actions of society. Oh, there's Mr. B. He wants my water. Okay. We're always frustrated and worried about what's the next, and we always, get super zoomed into one certain thing. And honestly, if you were that connected to the divine, wouldn't that come with the understanding that this is happening for a higher purpose? Okay. Now, I also want to mention, hey, Mr. Hornet, you can back up. Okay, don't come up in my face. Back up. Let me move this water bottle away because he's just living his life. He can have that. Okay. That's a hornet. Bees are a little more friendly. Hornets, I ain't got much for hornets. Okay. They can stay over there. And so also we are human, and so it does, being human in our emotions and things pulls us into the subjective and pulls us into, only focusing on one certain thing. But it's about that kind of higher, I think that's the whole purpose of us being here, still understanding the objective, the higher viewpoint. Okay. And so these dreams really helped me a lot. It helped me zoom out of where I am and really see the bigger picture in things. Okay. And again, this is, I hope this is coming together nicely. This is kind of me just chatting with you guys, about things. And since it is a dream, it's kind of not super finite, but bear with me, stick with me. Okay. And hopefully it'll be insightful. And so with Neptune and with Sagittarian energy and all these things, and also on my solar return for this year, the ascendant, the start of my chart, is completely conjunct my North Node in Sagittarius. So this entire year for me has been pulling me drastically into my path and into this North Node energy, okay, and really elevating me spiritually. But regardless of that, so looking at the bigger picture, it pulls us out of so many things. We can really see why certain things occur. You get what I'm saying? And what ended up happening was, after I woke up from this dream, I started to think about, why things have been happening in my life and the purpose of everything. You get what I'm saying? And even going back to before I was born, the purpose of why my soul chose my parents, why my soul chose South Carolina to be born in, why my soul chose, me to feel like I was like the black sheep, why all these things, okay? Because without that higher perspective, you just feel like you're stuck in situations, and if you feel like no one understands you, or you feel like, you're the only one going through this. Mr. B, can you please, or Hornet, could you go away? Could you go? Please go away. I love the message, thank you, but you can leave now. You really can, okay? Like, he's doing the most, okay? He's all up on my phone now, like, sir, okay, you're a little too friendly. Some animals, people too, all of us, really get personal space kind of effed up, okay? But anyways, and so when you zoom out and look at the higher perspective, it brings so much clarity and relief, okay? I think this is why as well, lots of people and everybody really, ways to get through certain situations, you drink, smoke, listen to music, go on vacations. It's about getting out, and when you're drinking or smoking or whatever, it's like your sense of consciousness is at a higher level. You're kind of escaping a little bit from, look, yo, okay, back up off me. You're escaping a little bit from the extremity of what's happening in the moment, okay? And through that, you're able to see a bigger understanding, you know what I'm saying? And so this is also why, religion, all these things, help. Tarot, astrology, it gives you the bigger picture. And once you get like the game plan, it gives you benefit, okay? It's like a GPS. You know, before GPS, it was a little more difficult because you're right in the moment of every street. You don't know which way to turn, which way to turn. But when you have a bigger map, you're like, oh, this turn, it don't even really matter exactly which turn I make as long as I'm getting to this point here. You get what I'm saying? And so that's, you know, the importance of Neptune and the importance of Jupiter, the importance of that higher purpose, that higher plan, okay? And it gets you in order. It allows you to really, you know, see what's going on, okay? And so in my dream, that kind of was all to explain what's going on and what I'm about to talk about. In my dream, what ended up happening was one of the dreams, I was performing on stage, which is, I'm always performing on stage because I'm a performer. That's a lot of my dream, okay? And ended up doing well or whatever, and, you know, one of my old dance friends was in the dream as well. And what ended up happening was before she performed, she was practicing and ended up hurting her knee. And, you know, she was so sad because her dad had came to watch her and he was dying of cancer, okay? And he basically said, you know, and I was just there because we were close, you know, and he said, I'm trying to remember the dream as well. He said, you know, he was basically saying like, oh, this sucks because the next time you're going to perform, I'm not going to be there. You know, we have to wait until next year to do this show, and I'm not going to be there. And I looked at him and I said, well, do you have faith? Do you have trust? Can you trust? And he was like, what? And I was like, can you trust? Okay. And this part necessarily isn't the main part of the dream, but I just want to continue the dream. And he agreed, and I said, okay, well, give me your, which hand did I ask for? His left hand? Was it his left hand? I think it was his left hand, because that's how you receive energy. And I held hands with him. And I literally sent energy, and I guess I was like healing him. I don't know if this was like this could be part of the message as well. I don't know. But, and he instantly felt relieved of his pains, okay? And so what ended up happening, that's not the main part of the dream, but what ended up happening is his wife was so excited and elated that when we were leaving the venue, I found this wad of money like right at the door, but I knew she dropped it because it was like she walked through the door and then the money dropped and then I was right behind her. So I picked it up and I was like, oh my God, where does this money come from? And she was like, thank you. You know, thank you so much for what you did. And I was like super excited. And then what ended up happening was she started consoling my dance friend, her daughter. Okay. And she was like, I'm so proud of you and I'm so thankful, you know, that you came here. And she was just saying a lot of things. Okay. Just feeling really grateful for, you know, her husband not feeling sick anymore and, you know, just everything. And what ended up happening was I began bawling, crying so hard because of the connection between the mother and the child, okay? And then instantly in the dream, I started to connect to my own life. And just growing up, I always felt like, you know, my intimate connection was not there. I felt like I was this child, this bubbly child, and I still have this energy and always, you know, wanting to play with people and always like asking questions. Oh, what does that mean? And oh, what if it's this? And all these things. But my surroundings did not appease that, did not really support that. I would say some people would like, shut up. Or I'd come up with this dance I was so excited for, like, oh my God, I made this dance to this new Missy Elliott. I literally remember vividly. And it must have been a Chiron transit that it happened. Missy Elliott's Gossip Folks came out. And I don't know what age that was. You can put it in. I was born in 93, so whenever Gossip Folks came out, it was less than 12. Okay, definitely less than 12. And I was so excited, and I loved the song so much, and so I choreographed to it. Okay, and this is one of the first times that I actually like sat down and like made a full dance of things. Like growing up, me and my sister used to always dance together and all these things because we both danced. But this was the first time I really like came up with choreography. And if you look at my life path, I'm a choreographer, so that makes sense. Okay, and I went downstairs and I was so excited to share it, and nobody really paid attention. You know what I'm saying? My mom was like cooking, and I just felt so wounded. I felt like, am I worth anything? Is this must really suck, you know, what's going on, that kind of thing. And so my entire life, I felt like I wasn't really seen. I felt that I wasn't encouraged. And so throughout my life, anytime I see, like, I literally will instantly bawl when I see on commercials and things like, you know, parents supporting their child. There was, it was Dancing with the Stars recently was on, the finale was on. And I don't really watch the show, but I was watching it with my grandma, and they were showing right before they they showed the winner. They went through each of the 4 contestants and showed their childhood and showed a message from their parents, okay? When I tell you I was trying to hold in so many tears because the sweet words that the parents were saying to the children, not the children, but they're clearly adults, but like, it's like, I always support you, you're a star, you know, I'm so proud of you, all these things that I never really heard growing up, okay? And so I was waterworks, you know what I'm saying? And so, but looking and growing up until now, and I still fall into it as well, feeling left out, feeling unappreciated, feeling rejected in a way, because that's, part of my healing. But it was through those experiences that now showed me why I have so much empathy and so much, really empathy and so much love for children, and why I care so much, okay? Because I understand what it feels like to feel left out. I understand what it feels like to want care. I understand what it feels like to want to be nurtured, okay? And so this dream showed so much to me. Number one, when you are crying a lot in your dream, that is actually a really good sign that you are releasing a lot of repressed emotion. And so I was bawling, y'all, like bawling, okay? And I still remember how painful, I was like feeling it in my stomach. And that just showed a lot to me about all these things dropping. I'm making sure there ain't no animals dropping them. But it really showed me in my dream. I literally remember my dream thinking like, wow, I'm having this experience because of the connection between my friend and the mom, okay? And so waking up, I was reflecting on it, and I was like, wow, it's interesting that I had that dream. Neptune definitely, Spirit is definitely bringing messages to me. That was very meaningful to me. But what the higher meaning for this? And it just re-solidified. I already knew that, my past experiences, I wouldn't be who I am now without them. You get what I'm saying? Literally my connection to music. I always love music. Everyone in my family loves music, but my deep connection to music where I can listen to music and cry happened in high school. Because that was really when you hit puberty, you really kind of lose that innocent, like, whatever, it's okay, like, I'll just do everything to get love. And you start to understand, like, wait, other people are receiving affection and things, and I'm not. You start to really kind of understand, put pieces together. And I remember listening to songs. It was Adele, all kind of songs, okay, and just crying silently in my room to the songs, okay. And because my only relief, I felt I was sympathizing, or not sympathizing. It's like the pain of the singer matched my pain. You know what I'm saying? And so looking back, it's like I wouldn't have the connection to music that I do if I wouldn't have experienced that much pain, and connected it to music, and in so many other ways, other things. Okay, it's like it's funny looking back. Like anytime I see children abused by parents or adults talking down on children, or just like telling kids to shut up, or just even like the way some adults treat children or talk about them. You know what I'm saying? It really bothers me. There was a time once on the train, and this man had his 2 sons sitting beside him, and they were like knocked out sleep. It feels like it was late. And instead of waking them up like a little bit before the stop, maybe he forgot, I don't know. The stop came, and he literally said, "Get up," and just stood up, and like they were like it was so sad to watch. They were like crying, and he was pulling them off the train. They just woke up, so they were completely like confused, and he was hitting them because they were confused and crying. And I was like, so much in me had to keep me from getting up and like doing something with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing to these children? And I've said stuff like that before, but now that dream really showed me that's because I sympathize, and it's more than sympathy, it's empathy. I have really empathized with those children, okay? Because I understand how that treatment feels, and I understand how you feel as a child, how you just want love, you just want appreciation, you just want to feel connected, and you might not, you know what I'm saying? And how confusing that is. And I also understand the potential in children, okay? And how you're really supposed to foster them because they are the future, you know what I'm saying? And we wonder why the world's messed up, but nobody cares about the children, and we all come from childhood, you know what I'm saying? So like, what? You would think, care for the children, but regardless. And a lot of that is because, that we weren't cared for, and we didn't learn how to care for ourselves. So then we're so focused on trying to work and heal our own wounds, we don't give a shit about what's around us. Like, think about when you're having a really bad day. the things that you normally can deal with, you can't even deal with. You can't even see, you know, sometimes people living their life because you don't feel happy. You know what I'm saying? So people that don't work on healing are constantly like that. So they don't give any love to their kids. You know what I'm saying? Because they haven't healed themselves. They haven't finished growing up. You know, and so this dream really brought up so much for me, and I was processing so much, and really realized, like, hold up, the majority of my path is about supporting children. You know, the first job I had when I was 15, I started working at the Boys and Girls Club, and instantly I was like the head staff within like a few months, and I was the youngest one there. I ended up opening, and every, like, once a week, I feel like, or maybe once every other week, I'm not exactly sure. It's been like 11 years, but I did dance classes, and for the kids, it was middle school, and it was crazy. I was 15, and they were middle schoolers. Like, I had just moved into high school, but it is what it is, you know. And I felt so passionate about that, you know. And then look at my jobs now. I teach dance to kids. I judge, you know, young dancers, and I always got frustrated. And a lot of the reason why one of the dance competitions I used to work for, I'm no longer working for, I was the only employee that actually cared for the kids. Backstage, we were always, you know, they were, not me, but it was like, oh my God, we have a whole nother section to do. I'm so sick of watching these kids. I'm so sick of, I just want to be, you know, back in the hotel. And I would literally be like, so hurt, because I'm like, how could you say that? You know, we're literally here for them. Do you not remember how excited you were when you were a child and competing? Look, these bugs. I literally saw the bug come and fly at me. But you get what I'm saying. You don't remember that, you know, and the hours were intense. Like, we had to be there at 7:30. The competition would start at 8. And sometimes we wouldn't finish until like 10 p.m. And we only had like one lunch break, one dinner break, and like one 30-minute judges break. So like, it was like 50-hour weekends we were working, Saturday and Sunday. Or sometimes it was like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It was intense, like very tough hours. But I was able to do it because as soon as another child stepped on stage, they became my focus. It was like, look, I want you to feel as supported as ever, you know. And what ended up happening was, as a judge, I was also one of the youngest judges. I became, within that year, one of the head judges, you know what I'm saying? And so it's because of that passion, you know what I'm saying? And it made me realize in this dream, like, wow, this is my plan. I'm literally here to bring new life to children, you know what I'm saying? And other things as well. Clearly, I'm here as a healer. I want to bring astrology and tarot to everyone as well, and spiritual in general, you know, all kind of things. I'm still learning herbs and all these things because I want to offer that as well soon. Because these are the things that help me. You know, crystals were, even before tarot, someone gifted me a crystal. It was an amethyst when I was in college, really going through some, coming out of my depression, really sad. My friend, she might be watching, Grace Hart. She's gotten readings from me, and I love her so much, such a bright soul. And she gave me an amethyst crystal. And what's crazy is amethyst is the crystal for Aquarius. And so it resonates about healing as well. And I felt so connected to it. It literally brought me, some people think that, oh, crystals don't do anything for you. Well, maybe not you, but my body is very sensitive to them. And I felt so healed from them. So I started, you know, researching and getting my own crystals. This is why I'm so passionate about crystals, you know what I'm saying? Or astrology. Y'all can clearly see how passionate I am about astrology, you know? And I haven't even been doing it my whole life, you know, but the amount that it has brought healing to me, the amount that it has given me higher awareness, it's gotten me through some very, very tough times. And it's given me clarity and understanding. I now can see my birth chart and see, oh shit, well, I have my Mercury square Pluto. I have my Chiron square Pluto. I have, you know, my Sun square Pluto. There's so many things that show trauma and show pain in childhood. And so that was, you know, it allowed me to see, oh, this was purposeful, that kind of thing, and all these things, you know. And so looking at the bigger picture is so beneficial because it shows so much to you. Okay, I have so many dreams, and I don't want to share my main dream because it's like very, 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 very big, and I like to keep things in until they have come to fruition. But just small things, like I want to write children's books. You know, I want to write children's books for young male dancers because that was something so painful for me. I quit dance twice growing up because I was bullied so much. No one even knew I danced unless they found out somehow until I was in college. You know what I'm saying? I remember in high school at my recital asking my parents to call me Justin. Do you see how insecure that is and how scared I was for someone, because I was nervous that anybody in the audience could be from my high school. And as long as they were calling me Justin, people clearly, like looking back, it's like, Like, girl, clearly they're gonna know it's you. But for me, it helped to distract from, maybe they won't think it's me if someone's calling them another name, calling me another name, that kind of thing. But all that insecurity came from how much I was bullied doing dance, okay? And so I want to help other kids to know that it's fine. Do what you want to do. I want to write children's books, specifically for male dancers at a young age, to show them how cool it is and that kind of thing. But also for, I want to write books about spirituality for children. I want to write books about astrology for children. I want to do so many things. I want to do like make movies where each of the planets has like a character, all these things. I have all these dreams for things that are going to come. They're going to happen because they do, okay? Anything I think about and have in my life has come true, and these are the things I'm very passionate about. And this dream really showed me it's not just these dreams I'm having and these things that like I want to write children's books. I'm meant to, and I needed to experience the pain I did as a child to be passionate about that. You know what I'm saying? At the degree that I am. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want to, if I get into describing how passionate I am about children, I'm going to cry again. You know what I'm saying? Because they're everything. I love children so much. And now I know why my North Node is in my 4th house of home and children. Okay? And, it's about me helping that energy. Okay? And Sagittarius is about higher truth as well. So expressing my higher truth to children. Okay? And to others. And the 4th house is also your emotions. So helping bring truth to others' emotional states. That's why I love doing. People feel certain ways, but I have this kind of knack where I can sense why, if it's astrology reason or if it's, whatever. That's why my posts come out when they do, But this dream helped me so much. It really showed so much to me about my purpose and about why I went through the things I did. And so that's why I made this video about higher purpose and higher awareness. So if you are going through something, or you still are looking for healing and looking for understanding from all that you've gone through, think about what you're passionate about, because then I started thinking and I was like, well, honestly, passion comes from pain. You get what I'm saying? And then I ended up I typed in passion comes from pain and ended up finding all kind of articles. And this is why this picture that is the thumbnail came up like it is. Because it makes sense, people that are extremely passionate. It's crazy, like growing up with dancers. At my last dance studio that I was at before I graduated high school, there were 3 or 4 dancers that I really looked up to and, helped me to grow. Because I came to this dance studio and it was a very elite dance studio and they were very, very talented and I wanted to be that level. And I realized, was it all 3 of them? Well, except for 1, but 3 out of the 4 had lost either a parent or a sibling, okay? And it made me realize, like, through that pain, this is why they're so committed to dance. This is why they're so spiritually connected to dance and music, and why life is very serious for them and meaningful, okay? Because when you lose something that close to you, it makes you really commit to life. You get what I'm saying? And before that, even though I've always gone through a lot in my life and had lots of trials and tribulations, I had like a protection over me for a long time that kept me very innocent. Okay? And I have Sun trine Jupiter. I'm a very, very optimistic and bright person. And so with that energy, sometimes and I have lots of Neptune energy, so I can really over-idealize situations, okay, and create something that's not it, so that I can keep moving through it. That's a lot of what this year has done for me, is it's stripped away those illusions. I've had time to really sit and look at truly the reality of my childhood and the reality of the people around me, and to really see, oh shit, like this is not what I thought of at all. You know what I'm saying? And so it's through our pains that it brings us to our passions, okay? And my wisdom, I always seem to, literally growing up, I remember being in high school, my parents came to me to help with their relationship. And I was like, it's interesting that y'all are coming to me for this, but it makes sense now because all of the experiences I went through taught me so much about life. I am young, but I know a lot about life, and I'm still learning so much more about it, okay? Because there were so many times when I questioned life and questioned, not my life, I've never been suicidal, but I understand that, you know what I'm saying? But question, running away, question why is this happening to me? And I had to look outside of my reality for answers and research things. And about my sexuality, I was so confused about my sexuality. When I graduated high school and went to college, I took 2 courses in LGBT studies because I wanted to understand, is this truly a sin? Like, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? Let me see more of the history of it. If I can maybe hear from more people that are like me, I can understand and maybe not judge myself. There's a lot of research and a lot of thinking that I've been doing in my life, but it's given me a lot of experience. Okay, and now looking back, I'm supposed to be a healer. You know what I'm saying? How am I really going to tap in with people if I haven't been through those experiences? It's so different to tell someone, oh, this is how you do it. Or like when you've been through it, and look at those 3 birds. If you and the ladybug, oh my gosh. If you watch my past video, I talked about how I always seem to see 3 animals in threes because I feel like I have 3 guides. Well, there's 3 birds circling right now as I'm talking about this, so really interesting there. But it makes so much sense. You know, literally in some of my readings, maybe you're one of the people that I've had that in. I've been reading for them and began crying because it's more than sympathy. I keep saying sympathize. I empathize with them. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I even feel like I'm feeling the client as it's in the live readings, of course, okay, but pre-recorded. I'm literally crying and things during the reading because I feel like I am feeling the client. You know what I'm saying? And able to put myself in their shoes. You know, and through that, and that's also why I've endured a lot of or took and didn't run from a lot of the pain that I did, because I was like, well, they don't know any better. They went through a lot of pain as well. And, you know, I was able to see, okay, well, me being in their shoes, you know, I would never want anybody to leave me, that kind of thing, even though it was toxic, that kind of thing, okay? And so this dream really brought so much light to me, and it really re-solidified everything and zoomed me the hell out. You know what I'm saying? This year has been very, very tough for me. Again, that video is on the way, y'all. I'm telling you, okay? That explains all of this, because it's very faded and it's very keyed with astrology. I have screenshots. It's a lot, okay? And once we get to it, I just feel like it's my testimony, and I want to have it in a video form to explain this year. But now I understand so much why I went through everything and why I'm continuing to go through things, because of the higher purpose of it. You get what I'm saying? So think about your higher purpose. Think about, you know, what you're extremely passionate about and where that came from. Okay. Think about what pains you've been through and how that's directed you in your life. You know, think about just experiences you go through and ask yourself, you know, not oh, why is this me? Why is this me? But it's more like, what purpose is this serving me? What am I learning from this? You know, and what is the higher purpose of it? Okay, because there's an extreme higher purpose for it. You know, like there's been so many times in my life where everything around me has told me to stop with the water bearer, but it feels so sacred to me now, because there's nothing that's going to stop me from doing this ever. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be like 88 still making my posts, because I understand what life is and how life feels, and life sucks sometimes, and we need answers and we need guidance. And I feel like, you know, I endured my life. My life has also had great things as well, but I'm here for this purpose. You know what I'm saying? To empathize with people and to give answers and to help, okay? And to help from a place of doing it, you know, as well, with teaching dance and being a judge. I competed from when I was 6 until I was 21. No, 20. I'm sorry, 20. No, 19. I'm sorry. What am I talking about? 19. Okay, but that's a long time. You know what I'm saying? I went to college for dance, and I had to fight for that. Like, initially, that was a no-no. You know, I went to USC down here, and I majored in first civil engineering, which was like, I love architecture and things like that, but it wasn't for me. Then I did exercise science, and I was minoring in dance, but I didn't let anybody know that. And then through my depression, I was like, you know what? I can't deal with this anymore. I need to just live for me. And I moved to New York. I didn't really tell anybody. I changed the scholarships. I literally went on my birthday and auditioned for the school and told everybody I was just taking a trip to New York. Got a scholarship and then moved. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and through all of that and going to school for dance and then being in college for dance and learning all these things, I was able to really, now I can empathize with other dancers. You know what I'm saying? Or you know, if someone's going through something, like I taught ballet for a long time, and I still do, and ballet was one of the hardest things for me, but now it's one of the things I enjoy the most. But, my body structure did not fit the ballet type. And there were so many teachers that told me, like, oh, you have such this big, your butt's so too big, and, oh, maybe do modern, that kind of thing. But my passion, and I fought too hard to get to this. I'm going to do ballet. No, you're not going to tell me no. You know what I'm saying? So now when I see other kids, like, there'll be kids that already feel like they can't be technical because of their body. And I'm like, no, you can do anything. I did. You can do this, or flexibility. I remember, like, now I'm flexible. But you don't understand, how hard I've had to work on my flexibility, okay? And how many, I used to get picked on for, after every time we did a dance, I would sit down, open my split, and lean forward because I needed to get that middle split. And people were like, oh, you just want, tilts aren't even all that. You just want that split, like it's not that big of a deal. But no, this means something to me. Flexibility gives me freedom. Before I felt tight and restricted in my movement, and dance is my outlet to be free, even when I'm restricted. You get what I'm saying? And so this has helped me so much. Now when I dance, I don't feel limits, And so I'm able to connect. There's so many dancers that I feel like, and every time I get into a dance class, there's a few people that really, really resonate with me. I mean, all of the kids do, of course, but like, there's a few that become kind of my, like little buddies, and a lot of them as well have had life paths with, like me, they don't necessarily connect with their parents, so they connect with me, they message me, we talk and that kind of thing, and it helps me so much, and it heals me. But also, I know that I'm helping them because I don't want them to go through what I went through. I want them to know that they can do any kind of dance. I want them to know that even if their body's not where they want it now, it will get there. You know what I'm saying? Or even if, they have something, that's off with them in their alignment. Or like for me, one of my hips is double the size of the other. And so my flexibility is like interesting. It's like my right side is very, very open. My left side I've had to work on for so long. And certain people have similar things like that. I've had scoliosis my whole life, so there's a lot of things that I've went through with my body, but it's been able to, it's been less about me, but more I need to go through those things because there's people that are going to go through that, and they're not going to have anybody to support them, and so I needed to be that support, and just what dance does for you, one of my biggest dreams that I know is going to happen, so I can share this, and I've even dreamt about it. I want to choreograph for the Olympics, okay? Because dance to me, this is why I'm not in a dance company now. There's been auditions that I made into companies, but like a lot of the companies now, especially in New York, it's all about the aesthetic or trying to look cool and things like that. And I see dance as an outlet. Dance is a way to connect to people regardless of language, regardless of race, regardless of sexuality. Everybody understands it, okay? Or can understand it. And so to me, it's like, why are we not using this tool and this art to change the world, And so I also look back and notice all my choreography is about, like, I remember my favorite solo was called, it's called Hanging On. It's like, I just can't keep hanging on to me and you. And my entire life has been about, realizing certain parts of my life that I have to shed. And they're, all of my pieces, if you've been in one of my pieces, a lot of them are about breaking out of situations. I did a piece in college, and it was about, it's on my YouTube. You can see the, in my choreography thing, it's like DAW, which was Dancers at Work, for the Marymount College. And it was about feeling restricted in society and how we're all like these robots and how it's necessary to break out of that, because that's my whole path. Everything in my life, I feel like it's about slowly trying to break free and just seeking freedom, okay? And, even coming down here, when I first came down here, there was the March for Teachers, Red for Education. And yes, all teachers were marching, but there was, again, so much tears I was holding back because I hate seeing teachers not being able to pay for I'm like getting teary-eyed now, not being able to pay for materials for their kids, you know what I'm saying? And they're the ones, the kids are everything, but then we have these coaches making millions, and we have, so many people paying so much money for all this basic shit, like going to see games and stuff, which is fun. I'm not trying to put down anything. Like, life is not all about, like, excelling and breaking free. You need to have your luxuries. You need to have your, fun and that kind of things as well. But this is why I don't really watch sports that much, because I don't like the way so much money is funneled into it. You know what I'm saying? When there's so much other things that could really benefit, and so that's mainly my main spiel, guys. Again, it wasn't super, outlined and detailed. I just felt the need to really share this. The dream brought so much to me, and it really, really, really re-solidified my plan. and really showed me even more of a focus in on what I'm doing and where I'm at. And it allowed me to just breathe and be like, you know what? Life is tough, but I'm not just living for me. My purpose is for the collective, and the things I'm going through, somebody's going through them. Okay. And by me sharing that, just hearing that helps, because I wish I had somebody growing up. And even recently, now there's other people sharing things, but like until the past couple years, not really, I had to do all this alone, and so I don't ever want anybody to feel alone, and so, it's why I am the person I am and why I am doing what I do, and it's really remotivated me in a whole new way. So, that was my spiel, guys. Lord bless Neptune and Jupiter, what I'm saying, and dreams and just life. Yeah, because it's so complicated and it can be so tough, but there's such a complex meaning around everything, what I'm saying, and purpose, around everything. And that's the main reason why I love astrology and all these things as well, because it gives purpose to things. Every time something occurred, I would always be like, oh, I wonder if that means anything. And everyone around me would be like, oh, shut up. Not everything has a meaning. Well, can it be both? Can something not be meaningful, but also I think everything has meaning. You know what I'm saying? Even the light kicking up when I said that is meaningful to me. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like just the love that I feel and the love that we all have, and it's just a smidge compared to the full capability and the full potential of the universe. Why is everything messing up? Is this the email again? Let me make sure not. Spirit is so divinely loving and so connected to us, and I think that because of that, everything is meaningful. You know what I'm saying? Everything has a purpose. Okay, looking at the Kemetic laws as well. Well, not the Kemetic laws. I'm throwing words together with the Kabbalah. The seven. Is it the 7 Kemetic principles? Am I messing up? No, it's not Kemetic. It's Hermetic principles. Lord, Kemet is Egyptian spirituality. But they talked about it as well. But the universe is mental, okay? Which shows that everything is calculated. You get what I'm saying? And so how could something not have meaning, And so I feel like my whole purpose, I literally feel outside of even being a soul on earth, I think my soul in the universe and everything, my higher self, has a purpose of exploring the universe and finding the meaning in everything, okay? And that's what I will continue to do once I leave here, is continue to seek meaning and share meaning, okay? So just tap into, your life, zoom out and see your experiences and see how things have affected you and see why you care for the things that you do care for. Maybe it's because no one cared about it when you were, just starting. And so now it's about, you being that for someone else. Especially with people starting new businesses and things like that. I, again, haven't received support from that. As the water bearer is something more I'm doing for me. My friends don't really support it too much, or past friends. You know what I'm saying? People growing up, the past 3 years prior to this year. This year has been like insane. Okay, but prior to that, I doubted the water bearer so much. I doubted if it had meaning and that kind of thing, because I didn't see the purpose in it until mainly this year. Again, I did before, but like it really solidified to me now. And that's why my consistency has been like it is this year, because of the purpose of it. So now when I see anybody starting a new business, I want to be your first client. You know what I'm saying? When I see someone, with the service, I want to be helping you. I see someone that just started a YouTube channel and they are posting astrology and they may only have like 3 views, and I want to be that first like, so they at least know somebody's liking it. You know what I'm saying? Because I know what it feels like to not have likes. I know what it feels like to not have anybody view your stuff. But I also know that it's still purposeful. I know that, as long as it's helping one person, that is a whole life that's changed. And you never know what their life can do and how many people they can change. Okay? And so that is just the purpose of this video. Just want to share that and kind of get that out. It's also healing for me. All what I do is healing for me. That's the whole point. I think that's the whole point of helping others. You also help yourself. This is why I'm so excited for to have children in my future, because I want to give them everything, But I also have a lot of Saturn. I have Saturn on my Mercury, so I'm not about to just ruin them, you know what I'm saying? But I want to foster whatever gifts they have, because I don't feel like mine were. I had to foster myself. You know, I want to, you know, be there when they're hurting. I want to, now I'm getting emotional, oh my God. But that's because of where I came from, and I think it's so purposeful. And so, yeah, guys, I want to do so much for children and open, you know, so much, oh my God, but, and adults as well, but, you know, and so, yeah, that's the video. I'm kind of rambling now a little bit, but I wanted to share that, you know, dreams are the shit, okay, and really tap into them, because they may not always have meaning, but honestly, because I just said everything has meaning, hell yeah, they do. You know, I don't think there's been a dream that didn't have any meaning for me, you know what I'm saying? It might have been random as hell, but I'm sure if I looked deeper, there would have been some meaning. So know that life has meaning, know you have meaning and purpose, and tap in. I feel like we all are kind of receiving these dreams at this moment, and thinking about our dreams and our plan. And so maybe this helped you, or maybe just something to listen to, I don't know, but I felt the need to share. So thank you so much for tuning in, guys. The Water Bear is out. Much love.